Metal grinds against bone. Kratos' story begins here. Masquerading as his weapon fists clutch the blades of chaos, fused to what if it only blood his flesh wife's changed hands, his daughters. Spartan cape sags, a cloak of begins broken here vows, no blessings whisper from the steel, only chains, forged in fury, fused to flesh. Masquerading as his weapon fists clutch the blades of chaos, ended, fused to what if it only blood his flesh wife's changed hands. What if Ares' pact bound him not to power, but to a divine trap? The blades were forged to fuse, to chain Kratos as surely as chains. Every kill, every god-spire shattered fuel for a cycle the fates never designed. His rage was no flaw, it was the lock's tumbril. How many more souls must blade before the dagger meets its hilt? Hephaestus's forge churned, molten rock bled into steel. A contract, not a weapon, was born. The Olympian gods demanded vengeance. Kratos' blood became their ink. Ares smiled, Hephaestus obeyed. Blades fused to flesh, no hilt, no edge to grind free. The fates wove their will into the steel. A cycle, every kill fed the hunger. Every death tightened the chain. Kratos did not choose rage, the rage chose him. The gods called it power, it was a tomb. His arms held no weaponsonly, the key to a prison he could not name. How deep does a god's deceit go? To make a man's flesh weep for them, the blades of chaos were never his, they are its teeth, gnawing eternal. A shackle forged in fire, a promise never broken. The gods did not gift Kratos fire, they buried it in his bones. Each strike of the blades carves his name deeper into the ledger of old grudges. He thought he wielded them. The blades asterisk wield asterisk him. A god falls, another rises, the pattern is written in blood. When Kratos cleaved Baldur's throat in 2018, he did not break the cycle, inked its next verse. The blades do not fade. They asterisk thrive asterisk on his fury, turning every act of vengeance into a debt paid to the void. What kind of weapon demands its master's soul as collateral? The Norns did not whisper this trap, Olympus did. A prison with no door, no warden but time. Each kill tightens the chain, each victory a dirge. Rage is not his flaw. It is his asterisk destiny asterisk. The blades burn because he burns, they hunger because he hungers. The gods knew a weapon forged from divine wrath would never seek its own destruction. It would seek asterisk eternity asterisk. Kratos does not repeat the cycle. He asterisk is asterisk the cycle. The blades have no hilt, only teeth. And every time he grips them, he becomes the thing he swore to kill. A god, a puppet, a curse made flesh. The blades of chaos were not a gift, they were a chain. The old gods knew his rage, but they crafted something deeper, a prison with no door. When Kratos carved his path through Olympus, he believed he was breaking free. He was wrong. Every kill, every shattered god fed the blades' hunger. They did not empower him, they anchored him. Even in Valhalla, where he tried to be a father, the steel remained. Atreus grew, the boy laughed, the blades never loosened. No temple ritual, no act of penance. The gods had woven this curse before his first oath. They let him father a child, so he would know love and use it as a noose. When he swung the blades, he did not choose, the fates chose for him. Each strike carved his name deeper into the prison walls. A weapon that cannot be dropped is not a weapon. It is a shackle. Kratos taught Atreus to hunt. He did not teach him how to unmake a curse. The blade stayed fused to his arms, a silent mockery of peace. In the Norse sagas, he sought redemption. The blades sought only to bind. They drank the blood of gods, yes, but also the blood of his hope. Every vengeance fulfilled was another thread in the net. The truth is colder. The blades were never meant to be wielded. They were meant to be born, born until his name became dust, born until the earth forgot the ghost of Sparta. And still they wait, fused to bone, fused to guilt, a key with no lock, a prison with no end. But these blades are more than weapons, they are the key to Kratos' prison, forged by gods to bind, not to break. Each strike etched his chains, a curse worn as a crown. What lock did he never seek to unbar? What if the blades of chaos were never meant to be weapons but prison keys? The gods, in their arrogance, carved their own obituaries into Kratos' hands. Each Olympian slain was a cipher in their grand design. Zeus' throat under that blade, a self-fulfilling prophecy. The blades did not erupt from his rage. They were forged in the forges of divine dread. A curse worn as a crown, yes, but whose crown? The gods bound their survival to his violence, thinking their blood would sate the cycle. Instead, they sired a monster who would unravel them, every kill etched deeper the trap's teeth. The blades are not his Ragnarok, are their reflection. Cruel, calculated, eternal, they knew he would never stop, how could he? The more he broke them, the more they broke him. A war machine with no war's end, his vengeance was their insurance. His rage their relic, and now the final paradox, to shatter the curse, he must embrace the very thing they feared, the cycle. The trap, the blade, not Zeus' death, not Athena's, his own. The blades of chaos remain fused to Kratos' forearms, still, unmoved by Valhalla's tides. They were never tools of powerly shackles dressed as steel. The fates did not curse him through absence, they cursed him through presence. Every strike echoes a bargain broken, every scar a ledger of debts unpaid. The blades were meant to bind his rage, yes, but also his will, a key that unlocks no door, a chain with no end. He battles gods, forges alliances, yet the weapons that made him a legend remain, not as gifts, as proof the game was rigged. The cycle is not his to escape, it is his to inherit. The blades did not follow him to Valhalla, they preceded him. Always have. The truth carves deeper than any blade. The gods did not gift Kratos a weapon, thief forged a chain. Each swing of the blades of chaos echoes with the weight of a father's failure, a son's inheritance. The cape that stained a Spartan's home now stains a godslayer's hands. What separates a weapon from a wound? What separates a cycle from a choice? The blades do not empower, they imprison. Their curse is not rage, but obedience. A paradox, the very tool that let him slaughter Aesir and Olympians alike, is the same that binds him to their sins. Yet in this cage a spark defies. Atreus, born not of vengeance but love, walks a path untethered. The blades cannot claim him. They cannot unmake him. Kratos, executioner and prisoner, wields them still, but the boy who became a man becomes a father. The cycle does not break, it bends, and in that bend hope does not rise, it waits. What other chains did the fates forge in Valhalla's dark forge? The blades of chaos recovered for the Norse sagas were not a gift. A trap, a key worn as a blade. Their curse bound Kratos to the gods long before his rage could claim them. The cycle bends, but does it break?